For Your Info Podcasts, a production of Solutions by Cat, is brought to you by ERX Contracting and Solutions by Cat, marketing and advertising with passion. This episode was co-produced by Adem Media Solutions. Breakfast with Nate is brought to you by UBS and Guaranteed Carpet Services. A special thanks to Paul Davis Restoration and Remodeling for hosting and to Computer Links Network for sponsoring this month's Breakfast with Nate. Hope you enjoy the program.
Morning, everybody. I'm Eric Ramsey, and this is Rainier Lopez. We're with For Your Info Podcast. We're at Paul Davis Restorations this morning, just wrapping up an awesome program called Breakfast with Nate. And we're here with the founder, Nate Damboise. How you doing? Morning, Nate.
Thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nate, and I'm really new to this Breakfast with Nate. I've done some networking in the past before, but nothing really quite like this. So what is it about Breakfast with Nate? Like, what made you want to start this networking?
Well, back in 2008, well, let me go back a little bit further. I was in ministry. You know, I went to Lancaster Bible College. That's how I ended up here. I'm actually originally from Maine. And when I was doing ministry, I would connect with a lot of other youth ministers, a lot of missionaries. I was connecting because it was good to have good resources out there to help you with your ministry. But then after a while, I started getting into more business and sales and marketing. And so what I was noticing is I needed to have a new network of people who were into business. And so I was doing a little bit of networking out there. But Fran Tarkenton, who's a Hall of Fame football player, was doing a webinar out there. And it would be something where it would be on third Thursday in the morning. And we can all just go on live and watch him do a presentation with some marketing genius or some business owner. And I decided to be part of that. And he said that you can actually have a group. So it's called Breakfast with Fran. And so I started the group, and we started with 8 people in the beginning, and it's grown to about 30 to 40, and sometimes we have 45, a big group. And after a while, he decided to retire from that part of his business, and I didn't know what to do because I was like, well, this is a big group, it's very good, and just decided to keep it going. And I asked people to keep the marketing, what should we call it? And he said, everybody kept saying, just call it Breakfast with Nate. I said, no one wants to have breakfast with me, but apparently people are still having breakfast with me, so which is great. So yeah, that's kind of the history, and we've been doing it for almost 5 years now.
That's awesome. I was also wondering about how Fran Tarkenton did it, like with how, I guess, with the whole idea of going to breakfast to network with people, because normally people go out and network after work. Mixers, or they go to stuff like that.
Right.
So what did you see in Breakfast with Fran that kind of appealed to you?
Well, the one thing he was always doing, he of course wanted business owners to keep growing in America, and what he wanted to do was tell local business owners in the area, if you want to be part of this, it's free of charge. At that time, I think it was like $10, something like that, but after a while, I think it became free of charge. And his idea was, for your local area, you want businesses to grow and network with each other. But he'd always add a little element of learning. There's there's experience to grow. It wasn't just, hey, here's a handshake, buy me a drink, and here, give me your card, and hopefully we do business together. It's more of we're learning something, and then we're actually growing. Actually, a lot of these people here are friends now. We know each other really well, and we joke around with each other. It's very casual, which is nice too.
It's a very loose conversation is obviously what we're all about at For Your Info Podcast. So that's what's cool about it. At least what it appeals to me being here. And Eric can also tell you his experience as well. Like how long you've been coming.
This is my 4th year, I believe. I've been involved with Nate. But what do you think is the biggest thing that you've been gaining out of it?
One of the things is, people look to me as a networker, which is very good, because when people need to network or learn something about networking, now people are coming to me, which is really interesting. It's something like, for example, you guys are interviewing me. I never thought that it'd be something. It's like, who wants to learn about me?
Right, who's Nate, right?
What's my story? Who cares about my story? But I'm starting to learn that everybody has a story, and I think that it's good that everybody hears the story. So,
there's a lot of variety of people that come in here. What kind of varieties do you see?
A lot of real estate agents, a lot of cleaners, carpet cleaners. We have IT people, we have marketers, a lot of marketing people. But everybody seems to be a networker, which is a very important thing. They're out there to get to know other people before they start wanting to tell people about what they do. They want to know what you do first, and then in turn, they want to know what you do. So
awesome.
Yeah,
that's great. If there was a really good message that you'd want to tell the community, what would it be?
Especially in Lancaster County, we are an amazing networkers. It is about building this county and growing it, and each other's business. Yes, we're in competition sometimes. Sometimes you'll have competition, but we should be happy when even our competition is growing. If we're all growing at the same time, I think it's only going to help the county. And this economy has been bad for America for a couple of years, and Lancaster County has really weathered a lot of the storm, and it's because of our community is just really bonded together. So
yeah, that's awesome. Awesome, thanks.
Yeah, I had a question also about the importance of doing this in Lancaster, because I hadn't realized as a young person how important networking is in order to really make these connections with people. When did it first occur to you how important it was? Like even while you were, I think you said while you were in Bible school or something?
Yep. It actually was pretty much one of the first days at school. Actually, even before that, when I was in Maine, I started looking into getting into ministry. What I was noticing is a lot of churches were really competing with each other. I was in youth ministry, so it was competing with each other and their kids. It was like, you can't talk to that kid because that's a Methodist. You can't talk to that kid because they're Pentecostal. And what I was noticing was like, we've really got to get together.
It's kind of ridiculous and short-sighted, Yeah.
So I really wanted to. I didn't call it networking at that time or anything like that, but I just knew that there was something where churches need to get together on certain things. Especially there's some churches that only had 2 teens, and then another church had 5, and these are small groups, so why don't we just combine them? Now you got 20, 25 kids, and so that's what I was starting to notice. And when I went to LBC, one of the first things they did was talk to ministries in the area, because that was one of the things they wanted us to do, is go into ministry in the area to kind of learn from that. And one of them was it was Lancaster Youth Network of Churches. And it was to network all the churches together, to pull their resources together instead of fighting against each other. Mm-hmm. Actually, we're trying to reach out to everybody, all the kids. So,
awesome.
Yeah. And there was a lot of that stuff going on, especially in Lancaster County. And I just changed it over to the business side. So,
great.
Yeah.
Great. I guess then there's another question. Over the years with Breakfast with Nate, what kind of changes have you seen?
In the people or in the...
People, venues, etc.?
Well,
because we understand that you go from place to place.
Yeah.
We
used to not do that. We used to just have it... At first it was at Union Community Bank right on Centerville, because they had a conference room. We started growing, so we started looking at other places, and then it just came to the point where I said, well, why don't different people host? And we just keep that growing. Also, we had sponsors, people who actually provide the breakfast. For a while, I was providing the breakfast, and so it was nice to have somebody take care of some of the expenses on that. And people were willing to do it, so it was easy to do that. And then and when Fran Tarkenton retired, we just did it as we're still learning something, but somebody's going to be that guest teacher. So they're going to teach about something with marketing or sales or something along those lines. So.
Gotcha.
Did you actually get the chance to meet Fran Tarkenton?
No.
I was going to say, because
that would be really cool.
An NFL Hall of Famer, not a lot of people come across that.
Yeah. He's seems like a nice guy, but I've never really met the guy. So, but it was all just through a webinar and through their company.
When we're here at Nate, you have the sponsor that does the main presentation.
Yep. And that's more of their commercial because they provide the breakfast. And then you'll have a speaker speak and teach about a certain concept. Now, of course, a lot of times they're experts and it's part of the business. It's not necessarily a commercial for them, but they're giving a little bit of a taste of what they do to help that person. And then hopefully they'll get some business out of that by doing that. But.
And then you have the host of the facility. Like today we're at Paul Davis Restoration.
Right. So we need a facility that's going to hold about 40 people, just to make sure that everybody's comfortable and enough parking spot, to handle that.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
And then everyone else that's there gets a little commercial time too.
Yeah. Gets a 30-second commercial. The big thing is it's connecting. They get to know what you do, and you just get to really meet some great people. So.
Awesome. If there was anyone that's missing from the group, I'm going to test it, right? Who do you think should come to the group?
Anybody that's it's that's a tough one.
Who would help your business, right?
Yeah. Now I'm with Guaranteed Carpet Services, and we are looking for restoration companies, plumbers, because carpets get wet within a 48-hour period. We can extract that water. Anybody looking for new flooring, so contractors, people that are dealing with people's houses all the time. Realtors are a big one for us. So that's my new venture now, is Guaranteed Carpet Services. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So the big message is spread the word about Breakfast with Nate, which is the third Thursday of every month.
Yep. And hopefully Guaranteed Carpet Services is going to probably look at hosting at some point. My new venture with them, of course, is that I'm doing a lot of their marketing. They have been around for over 30 years. They do carpet cleaning with the best equipment, and out of all the guys, Greg's been doing it over 30 years. He's the owner. And then our head technician's been doing it over 22 years, with carpet cleaning. So he comes in, it's really surprising. You'll see a stain, and he'll say, I know exactly what to do with it. I can get it out. Or there might be, might be varnish or something like that you can't get out. He'll tell you right away. It's pretty amazing, with experience, what these guys can do. And so,
I know exactly how to stain a carpet. I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah. So they're very good about that stuff.
Who doesn't know how to stain a carpet, Eric?
Yeah. And we also, and then after a little while, I guess Greg was saying, after a while, carpet's going to still go bad. After you clean it once a year, but it goes bad. So now he's thinking. He sends people out and go over to this place, and get carpets. And he goes, why don't I start doing this? Who knows more about carpets than a carpet cleaner?
Right.
And so he started doing flooring, and so he became the flooring concierge. Basically, it's a shop and home service. Yeah.
It's a shop and home service.
Yeah. So basically,
what's that about?
Well, what we do is he'll go to the house. He'll measure everything for you. Measurements for flooring, as you know, as a contractor, can be different because people are thinking, well, I just need this and this and this, when actually it's like a puzzle. You got closets, you got all these places to
The
put
shapes
in.
of rooms and stuff, yeah.
So he does all the measurements, which is a lot of work. But he'll do that he'll bring samples, so you don't have to go to a warehouse and look at all these two different samples and then get lost in it. He'll kind of get an idea of where your range is for your price and what kind of carpet you're looking for. And the nice thing is when you bring samples over, you ever take a picture of your paint on a wall and then bring it?
Right.
Hey, or you even bring it to a painting company and say, give me this color. it never looks the same
Right,
because
right.
it's a picture. So, he'll actually bring the samples and we put it right next to the wall, and look to see which color it is. So it's a different concept that no one, I don't think, is doing.
Right.
It's flooring
and more
concierge,
convenient for
yeah.
that, for the homeowner too. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's convenient, and we're still very affordable pricing. It's everything's pretty affordable, but that experience is the big thing, and you're not going to get the experience that you can unless you've been doing 30 years of carpet. He sees the bad carpets, when they go bad. So, yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. So I'm excited about the new opportunity, and it's guaranteed carpet services. We're on South Lime Street now. We just moved there, and our number is 717-394-3464. So if anybody needs our services.
Awesome. Cool.
Breakfast with Nate, Thursday, for every third Thursday of the month, 7:30 at wherever location that you announce, right?
Yes. Find that on Facebook.
Facebook. You can check out. I have it on Eventbrite. If you just go on Eventbrite and just go Breakfast with Nate, Lancaster County, you'll find it anytime. So
Awesome.
yeah, thank you very much for.
Yeah,
for doing
thank
this.
you. This is great. A lot of
All
fun.
right.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right, Nate.
Thank you.
Well, we want to thank Nate Damboise from Breakfast with Nate for doing this podcast with us. This was really awesome. Rainier Lopez here with Eric Ramsey and Nate Damboise for Your Info podcast. Thanks for watching.
Should we close out in some way?
Are you zoning out, Derek?
I just figured I'd let you guys sit there awkwardly for a minute.
Well, that's great. Thanks.
This has been For Your Info Podcasts, a production of Solutions by Cat. Again, we'd like to thank Adam Media Solutions for co-producing this episode. Breakfast with Nate is brought to you by UBS and Guaranteed Carpet Services. A special thanks to Paul Davis Restoration and Remodeling for hosting, and to Computer Links Network for sponsoring this month's Breakfast with Nate. Check us out at 4pods.com. That's the number 4, PODZ.com. Like us on Facebook, follow our Instagram at For Your Info Podcasts, and tweet us at For Your Info Pods.